Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Kepken and today we're gonna look at our best protection Paladin Talent 3 builds from Dragonflight pre-patch. It's still 31st of October, which means that pre-patch is ahead of us. It's 1 month long and our legendaries still work, our covenants still work, we don't have enough talent points, which means that all these builds are gonna be obsolete when Dragonflight expansion comes, and then we will have more new videos about like expansion talent tree builds, and that means that subscribe to the channel if you want to see all the new info, all the new builds, guides, information. Yeah, thanks for Wowhead for providing the information. I'm gonna have links to the article and talent builds themselves in the pinned comment below. Now about the author a little bit. This content was written by Lincoln. He's a moderator of the Hammer of Wrath community where he helps players on a daily basis to get better at playing protection. Feel free to message him questions, comments or concerns about what you read here. You can find him posting random opinions on Twitter. So yeah, thanks for the guide writers, thanks for the Wowhead. I guess let's go. Protection Paladin Raid Talent build. This will be your core raid build. It will allow you to have access to cooldowns, some self-healing power and some damage output. It's a well-balanced build that can work on any fight. The highlighted talents are important because they focus the Protection Paladin kit more towards single target, while mixing in some cooldowns that allow the build to be flexible. So okay, let's go with our general talent tree. We're taking Lay on Hands. It's one of our like main defensive or like saving cooldowns, either for us or for somebody else. Blessing of Freedom, that's like our anti-CC ability. Hammer of Wrath, just like additional damage. Our Auras of Swift Vengeance, that's our Retribution and Crusader aura, and with Auras of Resolute already being taken, we have our Concentration and Devotion auras. Then we're taking Divine Steed, it's our mobility skill, which just like gives us massive movement speed buffs. Fist of Justice, each holy power spent reduces cooldown of your single target stun. A Greater Judgment causes the target to take increased damage from your next holy power ability. Rebuke is our interrupt. Then we're taking Seal of Reprisal, your damaging holy power spending abilities deal increased damage. And we're taking Incandescence. Each holy power you spent has chance to cause your consecration to flare up, dealing holy damage to up to 5 enemies standing within it. So yeah, that's just like your additional damage output. Then we're taking Cavalier, it's 2 points in Divine Steed, and we're taking Seasoned Warhorse, that increases the duration of Divine Steed, which means that we will have even more mobility, which is very, very useful in raids. Holy Aegis just increases our armor and critical strike chance. Judgment of Light causes next 25 attacks against the target to heal the attackers. It's just good for your like raid, attack based allies. Then we're taking Avenging Wrath, which is one of our main damaging cooldowns. Blessing of Sacrifice, that's if you need to take someone's damage on yourself and tank it with your massive shoulders. Then Unbreakable Spirit reduces cooldown of your Divine Shield, Protection and Lay on Hands by 30%, which means that in this raid scenarios you're gonna have way more uptime on your defensive cooldowns. Divine Purpose, holy power abilities have chance to make your next holy power ability free and deal increased damage or healing. Seal of Might, during Avenging Wrath your mastery is increased by 8%. Seal of Alacrity just increases your haste passively. And Sanctified Wrath, call upon the light and become an avatar of retribution for 20 seconds, combines with Avenging Wrath. So yeah, as you can see, we're mostly taking our raid-wide utility, our damaging cooldowns, and like mostly the stuff that we've already had. And then we're going on to our specialization talent tree. We're starting with Avenger's Shield, which is one of our signature abilities, damaging abilities. Then Blessed, we're replacing Crusader Strike with Blessed Hammer, throws a Blessed Hammer that spirals outward. So yeah, that's your spiraling hammer. Holy Shield, your block chance is increased by 20%. You're able to block spells and your successful blocks deal holy damage to attacker. Then we're taking Redoubt. Shield of the Righteous increases your strength and stamina and it stacks 3 times. We're taking Shining Light. Every 3 Shields of Righteous make your next Word of Glory free, which means that you will have some additional self-sustain or just sustain for like anyone, but probably for yourself. Grand Crusader, when you avoid a melee attack or use Crusader Strike, you have a chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Avenger's Shield. Then we're taking our Inspiring Vanguard. Grand Crusader's chance is increased to 20% and it grants you 2% strength for 8 seconds. Ardent Defender, one of our best and one of our main defensive cooldowns in here. Bulwark of Order, Avenger's Shield also shields you for 8 seconds, absorbing 50% as much damage as it dealt. Then we're going into Consecration in Flame. Consecration lasts 2 seconds longer and its damage is increased. Light of the Titan, Sword of Glory heals for an additional percent of your attack power over 15 seconds, increased by 50% if cast on yourself while you're afflicted by a harmful periodic effect. Then we're taking a Strength of Conviction. While in your consecration, your Shield of the Righteous and Word of Glory have increased damage and healing, and you're probably gonna stay in your consecration quite much. Crusader's Judgment. Judgment now has 2 charges, and Grand Crusader now also grants a charge of Judgment, which means more just like resource generation and free judgments. Then we're going into Avenging Wrath Might, which increases your critical strike chance. So yeah, all your Avenging Wrath increases are gonna like combine into one cooldown. That is gonna be massive. Relentless Inquisitor, spending holy power grants you haste per finisher for 12 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. Let's finish our center part. Here we're taking Guardian of Ancient Knights. Empower you with the Spirit of Ancient Kings, reducing all damage you take by 50% for 8 seconds, which is massive cooldown. Defensive cooldown. Righteous Protector, each holy power spent reduces the remaining cooldown on Avenging Wrath and Guardian of Ancient Kings, making them be up way more. Eye of Tyre releases a blinding flash from your shield, causing holy damage to all nearby enemies and reducing all damage they deal to you by 25% for 9 seconds, which is again on 1 minute cooldown is just massive stuff as well. And here on the left we're taking Bastion of Light. Your next 3 casts of Shield of the Righteous or Word of Glory cost no holy power, so if you need to heal yourself up fast or you need to put additional damage. Then we're taking Focused Enmity. Avenger's Shield deals increased damage but only strikes one target, which is very, very logical because you're gonna use it against your boss in raid most of the times. And Farron Marcus Fervor, Avenging Shield deals 10% increased damage to its primary target, so even more damage. So you can see there's quite a bit of emphasis on you using your Avenger's Shield and increasing its power. Protection Paladin Mythic Plus talent builds. For M+, Protection has different options to play. The simplest build focuses on utilizing passive mitigation for some passive tankiness. This build requires no real route planning and can be easily picked up for any M+ situation. For more advanced keys and pushing, you might want to focus on cooldowns. You can easily plan a route around cooldowns and know when you can do big pulls. Protection Paladin Passive Mitigation. This M+ build is just focused on passive mitigation and bumping up your tankiness all the time. It might perform better in pugs or with groups you don't know that well. This is the type of build that you can do a lot of standard pulls. So let's compare. We're definitely going more on the left side of the talent tree. Yeah, we're taking Blinding Light, which is your AoE interrupt or disorientation, and Cleanse Toxin, remove all poisons and disease effects from your allies. Then we're not taking Retribution Aura, Crusader Aura, Auras of Swift Vengeance. We're still going full into this part of the tree, finishing with Incandescence. And still the same. Oh no, Divine Purpose. Yeah, Divine Purpose, Sanctified Wrath. Yeah, still all the other talents are gonna be present. So yeah, that's mostly means that we're not taking this too, and we're not taking. Oh yeah, no Judgment of Light and no Auras of Swift Vengeance. Instead of them, Blinding Light, and Cleanse Toxins. Yeah, so now let's look at our talent our like this part of the talent tree. Yeah, and it differs quite a lot. So we're taking Barricade of Faith. When you use Avenger's Shield, your block chance is increased by 10% for 10 seconds. We're not taking, yeah, Avenger's Shield jumps to 2 additional targets instead of Avenger's Shield only does damage to one, only like strikes 1 target, because you want more AoE and you're not taking Farron's Marker's Fever. Then we're going, so yeah, like we're taking Strength in Adversity for each target hit by Avenger's Shield, gain 2% parry for 15 seconds. Then in here, Crusader's Judgment still taken as it was in before. Yeah, we're taking Barricade of Faith instead of Inspiring Vanguard, and Barricade of Faith I've already read. Then what's up? We're not taking Relentless Inquisitor. We're putting some points into like Consecrated Ground. Your consecration is 15% larger and enemies within it have 50% reduced movement speed in order for you to easier kite. And Sanctuary. While in consecration, your damage taken is reduced by an additional 5%. So yeah, just more like passive damage reduction to yourself. Oh, we're not taking Eye of Tyr, which is where we're taking more points to get these talents, and we're going into Tyr and Tyr's Enforcer. Your Avenger's Shield is imbued with Holy Fire, dealing damage to all enemies within 5 yards of each target hit, and that means that, yeah, if enemy targets are like grouped up, they're gonna have a bunch of damage going on there. Yeah, so that's like mostly it. We're still taking Might in here. Yes, we're still taking Might in here. So yeah, I guess you will still, like, maybe I've lost 1 or 2 talents in here, but I like, for my eye, that's mostly it. So it differs a bit, but not as much, I guess, in terms of like just like. Yeah, you're understanding quite easily why you're taking like talents for consecration, why you're abandoning some talents that are good on single target, and yeah, because that's gonna be your AoE build. And then we're going for Protection Paladin cooldown focused talent build. This build for Mythic Plus focuses on enabling access to defensive cooldowns. If you have a planned route with specific pulls, this might ensure you have more cooldowns available for every pull. So your general talent tree is the same. Yes, yeah, that's the same in here. And with your specialization talent tree, you're going again for Eye of Tyr. You're taking Gift of Golden Valkyr. Each enemy hit by an Avenger's Shield reduces remaining cooldown of On Guardian of Ancient Kings by 0.5 seconds. When you drop below 30% health, you become infused with Guardian of Ancient Kings for 4 seconds. That cannot occur again for 45 seconds. So yeah, that's your like cooldowns. That's more of you relying on them instead of just like passive damage reductions. So no additional reduction while you're standing in consecration. No consecration is larger and reduces movement speed of enemies. No Barricade of Faith either. Yeah, so we're just like going, we're just going a little bit harder on the lower end of central part of the talent tree and taking out some talent trees in the center. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to have more content like this, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Hope you're having a blast playing World of Warcraft currently, and hope your like expansion start is gonna be very good as well. Have a good day and goodbye.